Hunt with passion. Never stop casting. Chase the dream. Welcome to Season 5 of Musky Mastery Outdoors, brought to you by Bucher Outdoors, #1 in big game fish products, and by Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen.
Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another quick tips musky video here on the Musky Mastery YouTube channel. Tonight, the fundamental tactic that I want to talk about is the hook set. It's not talked about very often in any of these YouTube videos that I see out there, so I figured why don't we just take a look and talk about what makes for a good hook set. So first of all, a couple things that you want to think about when you're setting the hook. You know, what goes into a good hook set? Well, it starts with rod positioning. That's one of the most important things you want to think about. When I throw this little inline spinner here, the old 500 Bucher tail out, you want to have, and in most cases for all the lures you're throwing, you want to have the rod most of the time, or as much as possible, pointed at the lure when it's coming in. The reason this is kind of an important thing to do is because when a fish hits it and it pulls and you want to pull back, this gives you the most direct amount of power, whether you go left, right, up, or down. When your rod is pointed at the lure, and you know, you have the most impact for hook setting power, okay? A lot of times what I see guide clients do, and I'll try to correct them, is when they do something like this. They throw it out, they engage the reel nicely, and then it's either they're talking to me or they're just out of habit. A lot of folks either have their rod to the left like this, or for some reason they've got it kind of to the right like this. Now, again, can you set the hook from those positions? Yes, you can, but I want to show you here why I don't recommend offsetting the rod like that from a hook set perspective. Because again, if a muskie were to pull, let me just hook this up so I can make some quick movements here. When I'm cranking this thing in, and I'm cranking my blade in, and I've got the rod in line with the lure here, okay? When I go to set the hook, I'm immediately hitting the fish, and I've got all this space to swing my body. Or if I go left, I've got all this space to swing. When you offset your rod, and so again, imagine my little Bucher tail is thrown out this way. When you offset your rod, let's say to the left, you've just lost from here to here of hook set power. You've lost many feet in which you could have delivered a fatal blow to that fish for a hook set. So the offset thing is really a no-no when it comes to delivering a really powerful hook set to a muskie. Now, next thing I want to talk about is just, you know, how do you set the hook? Well, this varies from person to person. I'm a right-handed angler, so for me, everybody has their power position. Some folks that hold the front cork like this, their power position may be down and to the left. I know that my power, so I guess the point of this whole thing I'm talking about right here is know your power position. My power position as a right-handed angler is usually up and to the right. With my left arm in the power position on this rod, when I go up and to the right, I know I can deliver the maximum blow with regard to setting the hook. Now, so that's one of the things you need to recognize is what is your power position. And you need to kind of manipulate yourself to be in a power position as much as possible. Again, here are some don'ts, for example, or just some things to be cognizant of when you're fishing. If the boat's in a weird angle, let's say I've got a lure like this, and I'm fishing in some weird wind, and I know I'm gonna have to go to my weak side, which for me is going left. You have to kind of mentally prepare when you know you're gonna set the hook on the weak side. Maybe you're fishing with 3 guys in the boat or whatever. You have to kind of mentally prepare for the weak side. And what do I mean by mentally prepare? Well, I kind of mean when you know you're gonna set the hook to your weak side, you've got to mentally prepare to even go that much harder, or just be tuned up, or be anticipating a strike when you're going to the weak side, so that you can really give a little bit more oomph to it. So that's one thing. But again, I'll just talk about my hook set here again. When I'm throwing this little inline spinner out, little Bucher tail, I'm cranking, and I know when something hits, I'm gonna go, and if something hits far out there, I'm generally gonna go up and I'm gonna lean back into the chair. So again, the key there is when something hits far away, I'm gonna swing the rod up, okay? I'm gonna swing the rod up and I am gonna crank hard to suck up as much slack line to especially eliminate a problem if a fish is chasing the boat or something like that. Now, hook set, and again, this is just video 1. If you guys want video 2, we can go into more detail on this stuff. Let's say a fish, so again, let's just recap here. Muskie hits far away, up, and suck the line up, okay? Now, as you approach the boat with the lure, okay, this changes. Instead of going up, I'm not going up anymore, okay? When I get about, I'd say 50% of my retrieve finished, now I'm going to set the hook down, okay? So let's say I send it out for a long cast, okay. Lure's coming in, here it comes. Now I'm about 50% of my retrieve is completed, okay? Now if something hits, I'm gonna go down. Still to my power side. I'm still setting to the right, I'm still setting to my power side, but now I'm setting the hook in a downward motion. That's important because as you get closer to the boat and the fish strikes here, you don't want to put the muskie in a position on a short line to be jumping out of the water. And that applies to my figure 8 hook sets as well. You know, when I set the hook in the figure 8 and I set the hook close to the boat, it's all the same thing. It's all set the hook, keep the rod down close to the boat. When the muskie hits far away, that's when you want to keep the rod up, far away, down close to the boat, and always try to maintain a position to put yourself in your power hook set position. If you don't know what your power hook set position is, all that is simply where do you pull the strongest. So if you don't know what your power position is, go out there and lob one into the weeds and set the hook a couple times and figure out, you know, where you feel the strongest. And the other thing that I'll just kind of end on here with this quick tips segment is hook sets are free. And I tell that to customers and my buddies all the time. That's one of our adages is hook sets are free. Set the hook on everything. Don't be doing one of those, oh, you know, I thought that was a weed, I didn't set the hook, because I've had plenty of these, you know, trips with folks that are new to muskie angling and they feel something, maybe they think it's a rock. Well, no, that was a muskie. So set the hook often. We can sharpen hooks, we can replace hooks. So there you go, guys. Those are some just quick fundamental ideas on the hook set. Find the power position. If the muskie hits long way out there, pull up and reel hard. If a muskie hits close to the boat, pull down and keep the rod buried. Really important stuff to do. So again, leave some comments down below. Really hope this helps you think of a few things, especially those who are just getting into the sport and you need a little help on some of these very important yet what we call easy things. Sometimes these very basic ideas it's really important to dive into them and make sure that you know how to do them properly. So anyway, guys, really thanks again to everybody for watching. Thank you for those who subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so you can see, get updates for our weekly uploads. And hope you guys enjoyed this one. So as always, thanks for watching.